Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. You always just got to when I've been given like. I wonder what's concerning Arsenal today. First thing off the bat, Fabrizio Romano, Bruno Guimarães deal driven by Mikel Arteta, who's pushing to bring him in. Deal depends on Newcastle's stance, but Arsenal to bid again, plus personal terms, not an issue at all. No intermediary agents. Bertolucci, Kai Jarupkin, who is apparently an Arsenal fan, folks, and Alexis Malovova are all working on it together. So, yeah, man, Bruno Guimarães, for me, it's a game changer. Him and Declan Rice together, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Declan Rice, Bruno Guimarães and any one of the existing options. These are the kind of midfield options we need. You throw in across the course of a season, apologies, you're looking at 50-odd games. The Marinos, the Ezes, the Odegaards, the Kai Havertz's on paper, because we don't know if he's going to still be here, even though we want him to. Ethan Nwaneri, Max Dowman, they're all candidates where we can mix and blend and do cute and clever things in a bunch of positions, much less central midfield, people. Romano has said there's an agreement already in principle on personal terms between Bruno Guimarães and Arsenal. Guimarães wouldn't go to Newcastle and say, let me go to Arsenal without having an agreement with Arsenal. The desire of the player is to live in London, which obviously, you know, you're going to probably get a decent contract, a decent length of contract, competitive wages, you know, that you're getting at Newcastle, if not more. A team that's just won the Premier League and aspiring to not just be a flash in the pan, but do this quite a lot. So, yeah, it makes sense. And obviously, Arsenal would not be, obviously, we haven't heard there's an official offer. We've heard a lot of talk around middlemen involved and verbal offers and stuff. For Bruno Guimarães, I don't know him, and I don't specifically know Arteta and Berta, but logically, if in Bruno Guimarães' case, if Arsenal are not giving you encouragement that the contract makes sense, that we'll have you and we'll do quote unquote all we can within reason to make this move happen, you're not going to go and officially tell Newcastle that you want to depart and things like that. Likewise with Arsenal, of course things can change. Arsenal are not going to, you know, progress it from several conversations verbally to at some point, you know, official offers with Newcastle and dialogue and negotiation start there if we don't have encouragement from him. As I always say, I don't doubt that Bruno wants Arsenal. Arsenal want Bruno. He's a good player, match made in heaven. The only thing that I'm interested in is Andrea Berta and the sporting director counterpart at Newcastle or the owners or whoever agree a fee in it. Naturally, in negotiations, we want to pay a bit less. They want us to pay a bit more. We've seen them lose two key players as well. 3 in the last 12 months, if you throw in Isaac as well. He's their captain. He helped create history, winning a title. There's many a reason there, people. So, yeah, London is an extra carrot in it for a lot of foreign players. You know, the desire of the player is to live in London. The desire of the player is to work with Mikel Arteta. The desire of the player is to play Champions League football. The player wants to go to Arsenal because of the ambitions and opportunity to win trophies. And I hope, Bruno, I hope your international colleagues and soon-to-be club colleagues, Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Martinelli, have been, you know, singing Arsenal's praises on international duty. Likewise, I know you all like the World Cup, but Gabriel Jesus wasn't in the Brazil squad. I hope he's texting you. You all got each other's numbers. Hand of Arsenal. I always say, if it's not hand of Arsenal for Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein, everything's just with a pinch of salt. Allegedly, Bruno Guimarães has directly told Eddie Howe he wants to join the English champions. Kai is still doing all the communication between the clubs. Arsenal internally discussing another offer. Bruno G preferably wants it sorted before pre-season either way, but won't do an Isaac. So he won't do an Isaac, which is great for Newcastle, so it can be amicable and it doesn't get ugly and messy and fans can be disappointed, but they can still hold him in high regards. For Arsenal as well, that's not how we tend to do things. We're debating, you know, bringing another offer. I guess that would be the first official offer, maybe another verbal offer. There's still not official communication channels between Arsenal and Newcastle directly. Kai Jarupkin, who is a name we all know as Arsenal fans, is doing the bulk of the talking. And Bruno Guimarães has told Eddie how he wants to join Arsenal. That correlates with David Ornstein, simply put, saying that Bruno has informed Newcastle of his desire to depart, in which I'm sure he's told the executives at Newcastle, and obviously told Eddie Howe people. We have heard this, but Arsenal apparently are preparing to launch their opening bid for Morgan Rogers after making significant advancements in discussions with the players' reps. Aston Villa are demanding a fee comfortably in excess of 100 million to even begin discussions. And that's why, obviously, we've probably got money available because all these Prem clubs got money. Obviously, we've been in the Champions League a number of times. For me as well, whatever our transfer kitty is pre anything, whatever that is, surely 100, 200 odd million quid. You get your 17, 18, 20 million, whatever it is for Trossard. When Nørgaard departs, which you got to get onto, you take that 3 odd million. You get whatever fee for Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, and the fees you get and the wages, let's call that resources. Those resources, you slap them together with what we've got. Spending can be offset, people. And I don't want it to be sold, but for example, 1 year he could be sacrificed as a necessary kind of evil to give us more wiggle room in that regards. Although, I have to reiterate, I don't want him gone. Christian Nørgaard's expecting to depart and he leaves as a Premier League champion. You know, I did expect him to play more of a prominent role. I didn't expect him to be a starter, but I definitely thought there would be a lot more games where you would see Rice and him play, or Zubi and him play, or definitely more sub appearances in the 60th minute. There's a 20 minutes here, there's a 30 here, there's an occasional 45. That hasn't happened in it, but the moves worked. You played in the Champions League, you've earned some money. You're part of a squad that ended the trophy drought in terms of the Premier League, won the first of the Premier League era. Go do your thing, man. But apparently we're willing to listen to offers for Nørgaard this summer. That isn't new. I think Nørgaard's the one driving exit. Crystal Palace are one of the options, which could be attractive as the player can stay in London. There's also been sporadic interest from other Premier League clubs. You will get a move. I wonder if he wants to go back to Brentford, people. Big up to him. Apparently, Newcastle are in a state of shock, confusion, and bewilderment over Guimaraes' expressing his desire to explore a move to Arsenal. Maybe you are, because he's your captain, he's under contract, he's comfortable. But then at the same time, you have to give credit to Bruno. As much as he might love Newcastle, what we're doing, the project hasn't gone bang. They've taken a step back. Several key players have left. He's looking around and going, what is all of this about, really? And then Arsenal have come with winning the Prem, Champions League final, Champions League football. It's two worlds apart, if I'm honest. We all know Bukayo Saka's been carrying an Achilles issue. On that, he said, I think across the tournament, obviously the World Cup, my minutes have been building and building. I would have loved to have come to this tournament 100%, but that hasn't been the case. And everyone has realized that, and they've managed me in the best way possible. But right now, I'm feeling great and ready to go. Go do your thing, man. You know, we've got a couple of Arsenal boys still there on paper. The Spanish lads, Marino, Raya, Zubi, Nørgaard still, there with Belgium. Rice, Saka, Eze, Noni, they're obviously with England. And our sole representative for France, Saliba. And France are the favourites to me. If it's fair and it's not 11 against 13 in that Argentina, they're getting a lot of bewildering decisions. And obviously the refs, in my opinion, are in their pocket. And they have the FIFA president, people. Declan Rice apparently has been playing with unbearable discomfort, as we know, and only rest could serve his potential nerve damage. There's also rumours he's picked up an illness, I think a cold or something, but again, I don't know that. I always feel on the eve of big games, you come out and say someone's got a cold, it's crazy. Nicolo, we can look at this quickly. What's this from? Nicolo Sharia? I don't know his name, people, but we just saw a tweet about 90 million euros. Did we not? Did we not? Arsenal are planning to offer 90 million euros to try to sign Bruno Guimarães from Newcastle, which wouldn't want to sell the midfielder and ask for 120 million. I don't believe that. Bruno wants to leave Newcastle and is already pushing to join Arsenal. Apparently, he's already agreed personal terms on a contract until 2031. Some say he's agreed a deal until 2031 with the option of a further year in that regards. The Mail Sport did say this week that we want to bring in 4 or 5 top quality signings this summer, another striker, a left-sided forward, a midfielder, a centre-back or full-back, and a goalkeeper, all deemed necessary to supplement the squad, people. Besiktas, as we know, have agreed a 20 million euros deal, people, for Leandro Trossard. His wages will be 9 million, and we're not expected to see that advance until after the World Cup. We've appointed Javier Alonso to play a key part in our sporting scouting department. Apparently, the former Granada technical secretary joins on the recommendation of Andrea Berta, who previously worked with at Atletico Madrid, and he'll work alongside Maurizio Micheli. So, yeah, man, exciting moves where coaching staff's concerned, directors, obviously players, and overall trajectory finally since we've moved to this stadium, people. The best offer on the table for Leandro Trossard has come from Besiktas after positive talks yesterday, while others from 4 other European clubs have previously been deemed insufficient. The player is not keen on the move to Saudi Arabia, so the Saudi links are dead. We've announced a couple of signings with the women, big up them, Georgia Stanway, Selena Cherky, Geraldine Rutella and Ola Betelli. Either way, big up the galley. They're signing players. Forgive me for the names. And finally, people, Bradley Bacola has a 150 million euros price tag on him, placed on him by PSG. Apparently, you know, he's not keen on exploring it to sign and explore staying and sign a new deal. Obviously, PSG have money anyways. They've got a lot of money coming in through certain sales. He's a key member of their squad and actually is their top scorer in the French league. So, yeah, they're going to overprice him. He's contracted, I believe, until 2028. Some have said 2027. So, next summer is the one where they probably, okay, we're going to sell him. They could afford to drag this thing out, in my opinion. So, I have to see, man. But you bring me my Morgan Rogers, you bring me my Bruno Guimarães, you get me a fullback, I'm happy. And I would love a striker, but I think that is absolutely a myth, people. Where's that Kroupi stuff we saw? Because his agent spoke. Musa Sissoko is his agent, has said, we are still discussing his future. We'll see what happens in the coming days. At the moment, there's no final discussion. I would love him at the carpet.